Hi, so what I'll be describing is the search origin and direction. So I use this test right here where I can see that they inserted this line and this line, and then they started with the cursor at right here, right after the A. And then I saw that what happened was that they were expecting to get the words AB and then AC. So I knew that the direction of the cursor was they were searching right above it and then go below it. So we can look at this. Sorry, give me 1 second. We can look at idlib, where in this example, I have all these words, and if I'm going to do alt/, which is the same as the expand word. So alt/, and then I can see that the first word that I would be expecting is actor. So I get actor, and then I would go up to arch, and then apple, and then I would go down to amazing, and not algorithm. I would go down to amazing because it's the closest to the cursor, but right below it. So then it would just loop like that, and then we'd be back. But yeah, so that's how I figured out the search direction through this. And then also up here in these two tests where I can see that we went from here and then we went down to AB, then AC. And then same thing here where we can see that we had A, and then we went AB and then AD. So that's how I knew the search direction. So moving on to go to definition. So give me 1 second. Okay, so first of all, so how did I get it into the context menu? So first, I found where the context menu was defined in this R menu specs, and I put the go-to definition here. And then I also put it into editor, where I linked the config extension to the file name. My file name is go-to-definition.py, and so this links this with this, where then it's later loaded in the extension. And then it's also defined in my config-extensions here. And this is kind of copied over from the ZZ dummy one. And so that's how I got it in the context menu over here. That's how I got the extension to link with the file and also the event. And yeah, so that's basically it. Let's see. I had it disabled in the shell because I knew that R menu specs, there was two different R menu specs. There's one for PyShell editor window and then also one for just PyShell. So you can see that in PyShell editor window, we have go to definition, but in just PyShell, they have things like squeeze, which is just in the context menu of the PyShell. And so I knew that I had to put it in the PyShell editor window and not here. So talking about go to definition, let's see. So the first thing I did, how did I get the word from the user? So the first thing that is called is this go to definition event. So this is the first function that gets when we call the extension or when we click on the feature. And so how we get the text from the user, of course, we have the text passed in from the editor window. And so I can use that to get here, where I can get from where the user's cursor is, which is what insert is, from the start of the word to the end of the word. So I would get the entire chunk from space to space. And so that's how I got the word from the user's cursor. The search algorithm, what I did was I called this function called get definitions. Get definitions basically creates a dictionary of function names and the line number. And what I did was I got all the lines, and then I looked for if it matched this regular expression. See if it has def and then all the other stuff afterwards, the parentheses and whatnot. And I used getLineInfo, which kind of was from the previous homework, where I was looking for all of the lines that started with def. And this returns def and then the indent and the code line, things like that. And so that's how I got my dictionary of function names, so I can parse through them and use that to see where my cursor should jump when they go to definition. I did consider the async edge case. I didn't handle it because it wasn't part of the write-up, and I think that if I were to handle it, I could just add async here if I'm thinking about that correctly. but it shouldn't be too difficult to kind of expand this feature to have async. And also like indentation. I knew that the indentation might have been an issue, so I made sure not to include the indent when it came to the code line, because I didn't need that. So that's pretty much it. Let's see. How does the cursor move? So if we find the function name in our definitions dictionary, then we do mark set insert, and then we put whichever this is the key from our dictionary, which has the line number. We put the cursor at the very start of that line, and then we also move the user's view, the window view, to see where their cursor just landed, and then else there's the bell. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.